दे देंगे हमारी कॉपी में आपको दे दूंगा आपको टाइम लगेगा हाँ ये रही हाँ हम क्या करते हैं प्रिंसिपल को भेज देते हैं और प्रिंसिपल के थ्रू रजिस्टर एक ही कॉपी चाहिए दो कॉपी कराने ये देखिए कॉपी करना है रिमार्क करके वो तो ऐसा जरूर सीधा दे देगा वो तो मैं कर दूंगा एक हम फाइल हमने वो कॉपी दे देगी अच्छा मैडम सर कहीं गया सर हाँ साढ़े 10 में लेक्चर ली हूँ बस 15 मिनट वहाँ गिरे और टाइम जमा हाँ 15 मिनट ना देखिए जे उपाधि प्रेजेंट है ना हम पिला प्रेजेंटेशन
Hello, sir. Good morning, all.
और ये भी लिए आपने काम काम है तो आप थोड़ा बात कर रहे ओके नहीं सर ने तो तारीख में चालू करो तो जयेश सर तुलसी सर आवશે ને બાપ પડી કેટલા સ્ટુડન્ટ છે 500 જેવા છે 500 જેવા
ગૂગલ ડ્રાઈવમાં જેને કર્યું નોટ લેવાનું પેલા આવ્યું સોરી અને આખ્યા જ છે ને
હું એ 8 9 જણા લેવા જોયા હતા
હા નહીં
બધી સમજદારી મેં નાખ્યા બેઠે લાવ્યો ને લેક્ચર ભર્યા છે લઈ જશું આપણે એવું કોઈ નથી હતું આ સવારે સાઈડ માં કરતા 5 5 10 મિનિટ જોઈને આપણે કહેવું છે એક સજેશન આપી દેવાના પાછળ કોણ આગળ પ્રોજેક્ટર છે કે એવું કઈ આપણે સિરીઝમાં મેં લેક્ચર લીધું તે પેટર્ન હશે ને પછી બીજું ગ્રુપ લેબમાં લેબ કરી દીધી લેબમાં તો પછી ખરાબ છે લેબમાં લીધું હું લેબમાં સ્ટાર્ટ કરી લેવા લેક્ચર માં સાહેબ કે યાર મને લેક્ચર આવ્યો મારો પ્રોગ્રામ નું લો ઇંગ્લિશ કે લેક્ચર દેવા ઇંગ્લિશ સરસ છે બે લેક્ચર સેકન્ડ લેક્ચર મારું તો હું લે મારું તો વેટ કરી તો એમને આખું લેવું છે ટાઈમ સુધી હિંમત માં કીધેલું કે તમારા દરવાજો ખોલીને જોઈ લે અમે ટાઈમ જોતો નથી ગયા દરવાજો ખોલી પછી જોયું એટલે સાહેબ બહાર આવી પ્રોગ્રામ ચાલુ કરી નામ છે લેક્ચર એટલે આખો તૈયારી લેક્ચર હું લઈ લઉં હું કીધું મારું સર જોઈ સર શ્રીમત તો બધા બાકી છે તમારો પ્રોગ્રામ ચાલુ છે વચ્ચે સ્ટોપ ના તો કશો વાંધો નહીં એક મારું લેક્ચર તમારા જોડે ઉધારી દીધું પછી સર મને વસ્તુ કહો કે મને 4 વાગે જવું હોય 2 વાગે પાછી જવું હોય 2 વાગે તો વિકાસ વર્ષમાં આપી લેવું પડે આરી ઈ લેક્ચર આપી લેવો તો આખો બનાવો મારા બધે આપી દેવા માને છે ને આજે મારી નાનાની રેસીપી
just completed by this
yeah congratulations कौन से सब्जेक्ट में जैसे आप एडवर्टाइजिंग
सर आपको नहीं બેજની તો એકલી પેલા મેરા કોઈ સમોસા પછી આઈસ્ક્રીમ ah वो 10-15
Hello.
First one is
Hello. My voice is audible, Arpan sir? Hello.
audible, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. Hello. Morning to all. The session will start soon. Just wait for the 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am.
We'll start the session within the 5 minutes. Please inform the remaining participant to join the link so we can start on the time. Meeta, may I start now?
Yes, madam, you can start now.
Okay. So good morning to all participants. Executive Committee member of IEEE Signal Processing Society, Gujarat section, and our esteemed speaker, Ms. Vrunda ji, on behalf of IEEE
Yes, ma'am, we
SPS chapter
can start, but I
Gujarat
would
section.
like to ask Hema who is I'm for today. She will start the meeting.
Hello.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I am Himazen from IEEE SCAT, and we are honored to have such a dignitaries and students joining us. Today's event promises an engaging and enlightening experience for all of us. Let's open our minds and heart to the new open AI tool, ChatGPT. I would like to invite Professor Hansa Shikhagia, WISP Chair, for introducing our articulate speaker.
So good morning to all the participants. Executive Committee member of IEEE Signal Processing Society, Gujarat section, and our esteemed speaker, Ms. Vrunda ji. On behalf of IEEE Signal Processing Society, Chapter Gujarat section, I, Hansa Singh Rakia, Chair of Women in Signal Processing, IEEE SPS Gujarat section, welcome you all to the exciting ChatGPT session being organized collaboratively by the WISP, that is Women in Signal Processing, Technical Talk Series of IEEE SPS Gujarat section, and our 3 student branch of IEEE SPS, Sarvajanik College of Engineering and Technology Surat, CK Pitawala College of Engineering and Technology Surat, and Silver Oak University, Ahmedabad. So we are thrilled to have join you all for this session, which promised to be an engaging and informative sessions. As you may already know that ChatGPT is a state-of-art language and model trained by OpenAI. Based on the GPT architecture, this model has been developed to understand and respond to the natural language, allowing it to converse with the human in intelligent and intuitive manner. So today we are privileged to have with us our expert, Ms. Vrundanaji, who will be provide us the deeper insight into the capability of ChatGPT with the deeper insight and the share with us some of the fascinating application of the technology in the different fields. Our guest speaker is a distinguished researcher and thought leader in the field of artificial intelligence. She has published extensively topics related to the natural language processing, machine learning, and cognitive science, and has won numerous awards accolades for their contribution to the field. Ms. Vrunda ji is a full-time PhD scholar with a research interest in data science, computational neuroscience at the School of Engineering and Applied Science at Ahmedabad University. She has done her bachelor engineering in computer engineering in 2013. She did her post-graduation in film editing from the Film and Television Institute of India, Pune. Before joining to the full-time PhD, she worked as a lecturer and placement officer at K School of Business Management for the 2 years. Her expertise include Python programming and fundamental of the data science. So we are delighted to have Ms. Vrundaji join us today, and we look forward to hearing their insights in the future of natural language processing and impact it will have on the society. Once again, thank you all for joining us for this exciting session, and I hope you find it informative and thought-provoking. Before starting of the sessions, I would like to invite Professor Saros Dastur, Membership Development Chair of IEEE SPS Gujarat section, to give a brief about the IEEE SPS. Hand over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll just present the screen. Morning, one and all.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'll just provide the brief overview with the consent of chair, all the honorable dignitaries and the participants. The activities at SPS Gujarat chapter and the significance of SPS membership. Just moving ahead,
Sir, just
this is
one
the
minute. Your
glimpse
screen is
of
not visible.
IEEE.
Sarosha, your screen is not visible.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll stop it and again I'll share it once again. Is it visible now?
Yes, yes, sir. Perfect. You can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So that's with that, why Chirag. Listening certain under we have a flagship event. We have new series. Currently, also we are holding the same. Women in signal processing. Very fruitful. What to say? Varieties yielding the young professional companies. In August 2022, we secured the opportunity for organizing the same at R10 region. The main goal is to tap out the inner hidden talent of our students community, provide them the podium to showcase their work. Moving further, distinguished lecturers and the distinguished industrial speakers, certain glimpse, that's it, new trends in signal and image processing, and these are the great dignitaries who under the technical series like Dr. KVSD, Rajit Rajwade from IIT Mumbai. This is another chapter, Women in Signal Processing, a very key holding chapter. And moving further, uh, young professional activities held by Gujarat section chapter. This is the panel discussion with the goal of motivating young professional towards research. We can identify the chair, Dr. Chirag Pawala, as one of the panelists. And this is the common data challenge, what I referred on 28 and 29 January, that was organized with some handsome amount of prizes. Huge registration was availed. This is Multimedia Signal Processing Cup 2022. Obviously organized under Signal Society. It's a proud moment announced that US dollar of 1,500 was the huge amount after handsome amount for the provision of prizes. 33 number of teams participated in the final round, and from that, two winners in each categories were awarded. Moving on to SPS membership. That is the prime thing why a student should enroll, because this is the best part, obtaining 50% discount while becoming the IEEE member using the code. This is the membership of securing the membership, including this different availabilities within it. And this is the student branch chapter support with promotion of student activities. So over here, noteworthy to mention that student branches are eligible for $500 annually to help the support invited speakers and functional and the student branch meetings and so on. So this is also related with student branch chapter group reward, $25 each new member, 250 annually. The funding associated with IEEE SPS member initiatives and highlighted offers for SPS members. Generally, students ask that what is, and the participants also, that is the prime thing I would like to the highlight why providing healthy plan for travel grants to major SPS conferences. Obviously, the one member who would be presenting. Best paper award for the journal. Handsome amount is provided for the same. Discount in the registration fee is provided. And even to note in Data Science Challenge and MSP Cup, what we help, uh, the registration charge for IEEE SPS members was just 50% reduced as compared to SPS members. Obviously, the priority for the seats for the prestigious events and the PhD forum desert in competitions, the priority is obviously provided. These are certain SPS student programs, student career luncheon, student competitions, just mentioned conferences, even hackathons to maintain. This is CNV capsule processing and mentioned to MSP that was organized uh, in the conjunction. That has played a major role. So we can observe as advocacy signal to the society. This is 2017 Meritorious Chapter Award. We have our newsletter, a glimpse of it, 2021, 2022. And basically, this is the contact team. Currently, also, our Triple SCAT student branch received the most promising chapter award. So for any of this, we have our IEEE SPSGS website available where the contact details and everything is provided for all the executive members, including me. So I completed in 5 minutes as per the time provided. Thank you one and all. For any queries, my email ID could be used, or IEEE SPS Gmail ID could also be used. Thank you one and all. Thank you for providing me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Professor D'Souza, for providing brief about IEEE SPS Gujarat section. Now I request Ms. Vrunda Gadesha to start our session.
Thank you so much for such a good introduction, first of all. And the information which Professor has shared about the SPS chapter, that is also amazing. It is really helpful for everyone. So thank you for that. I hope, am I audible clearly? Please do let me know if you find any kind of lag or... Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So let me just share my screen so that we can start our session. Yeah, my screen is visible. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So let us start with the session called ChatGPT, the talk of the town. And we may have heard this word called ChatGPT mostly in the end of the year 2022. But from where all of the sudden this word has came as in buzzword in our life, and how it has started affecting our life, how it works, what exactly it is, who built this, these all questions we have. So today I'll try to resolve some of the questions in your mind which is going about ChatGPT. I would also like to address some of the myths which are going around about the ChatGPT in the market. So let us just begin what exactly ChatGPT is and how it will affect our life, our profession, and our day-to-day routines. Okay, so what is ChatGPT? Now, whenever some new word is coming into our mind, and if it is a longer word, what we do is we just break the word, right? So here, let's break this word called chat and GPT. Okay. Now we all know what is chat. Okay, we do it in immense amount of text in our day-to-day life. So the people who are from the 90s era may recognize that mobile phone of Nokia 110, which has that keypad below it and a small screen. There is a chatting application in it that is called mobile messages, text message. So it started with that era. So initially, to commute with somebody using only text without a voice and sending it to someone within a few seconds, chat application has came in the market using mobile phones as in hardware. So chat application is the first version of text commute. The second version we saw is chatbots, where some person is not sitting there, but some kind of what you can say, some machine is there who is responding. The third is chat tools. That means the tool which is used in the organization, within the organization, like Slack, Microsoft Teams, which for which you don't need a specific SIM card or anything, but it works on your email address. The next is chat live, the live support of chat, where on any kind of portal, if you go there and if you need a live help, some chatbot will come and talk to you. And later on, if you required, some human element would be added. So these are the previous iteration or versions of chat. Now the whole game is changed when ChatGPT introduced. So chat is the thing which we text somebody. GPT is a one kind of algorithm. It's a one kind of model, pre-trained model, which generates the text just like human. So basically GPT stands for generative pre-trained transformer. Now, transformer is a one kind of hardcore deep learning concept, which we are going to see in the further slides. So let us just move ahead. This is the introduction of ChatGPT. It is a language model which is pre-trained, and the famous element of ChatGPT is it generates the text, which is almost indistinguishable. So we cannot identify whether this text is generated by ChatGPT or a human. Okay, it is based on a transformer architecture, and it is trained on a massive amount of text data using unsupervised learning. So here two things are important. It is based on a transformer architecture, and the data is trained using unsupervised learning techniques. So these two techniques we will see in a brief in the upcoming slides. Okay, so if we talk about GPT more, these are the qualities of GPT. Let's say generate the coherent text. What is coherent text? Coherent text means it should be grammatically correct, as well as it should be logically also correct. So some sentences are grammatically correct, but they doesn't make sense to a human, right? So let us see some of the example what is coherent text. So let's say this is the sentence, the first sentence. It's called the banana is driving a car. Now, if you reach out to that cartoon world, sky is the limit. We can have a cartoon character who is driving as a banana who is driving a car. That is fine. That is creativity. But in a real world, this sentence doesn't make sense that banana is driving a car on a road, because banana can't do it. Similarly, the laptop is swimming in the ocean. If you see it here. So laptop cannot swim. Again, if you go into the creative world, that is fine. But still, if you throw out your laptop in the ocean, that is not possible. So these two sentences are grammatically correct, but they doesn't make sense. So these sentences are not coherent. Now, GPT is popular to generate the coherent text. That means it is eligible to make a sentences, answer the sentences in a coherent way. Somebody wants to say anything? Okay. Next quality is it understands the natural language. That means GPT understands the human language. Now, the reason behind it is when we train the GPT, we provided a massive amount of human generated text as in corpus data so that it understands the natural language. Now, these are, if we talk about the technical capabilities, these are some of the best capabilities of GPT. It generates the text, it summarizes the text, it translates the text, and it is good with question and answering. So if you question anything to ChatGPT, it will answer you in a human kind of human language. Okay. Now, ChatGPT is a variant of GPT. So basically, GPT is the key algorithm, and ChatGPT is its variant. Basically, it is designed for the conversational application such as chatbot and assistant. So using ChatGPT as a variant, if you guys are coming with the technical background, you might be, interested in working more towards application. Using ChatGPT as in variant, you can create your own chatbot. So in the market, if you search right now, there are several chatbots. For example, Gita GPT. So it is built using the ChatGPT as in base model, which provides you solution based on Bhagavad Gita. So these kind of applications are available in the market. We will even talk how to build that in the upcoming slides. Okay, it has been trained on a large corpus of text data that includes the conversations and dialogues to improve the ability. So as we discussed, ChatGPT is built on unsupervised learning method. So when we train the data, what we feed exactly as an input? We input some of the conversational text, some of the dialogues as an input, so that model can be trained to run a dialogue with us, just like human. The only limitation is it has a cutoff till the year of 2021. So if any current affair after 2021, if you ask to ChatGPT, ChatGPT is not able to answer you because the data has been fed till 2021. This application is developed and deployed by OpenAI, the research company, and it has been backbone and supported by Microsoft. Okay, how GPT is evolved over the period of time, because it is not a one day task that someday GPT is come in the market and it just flourish away. So it started with 2018, where GPT-1, the first variant, has been released as in beta version, or you can call it as in first iteration of the model. The second GPT, GPT-2, has been released in 2019 with a limited access. Now, what is the meaning of limited access here? So there are many parameters in unsupervised learning. So GPT-2 has a lot of parameters. So in 2019, because of the limited deployment, they came up with few parameters and launched the GPT-2. In 2020, Q1, in the first quarter, they released the GPT-2 as in full version. In 2020, Q3, they released GPT-3 as in latest iteration of the model, and GPT-3 is currently the largest language model with the highest parameter. In 2022 November, when it comes to the market, GPT has reached and door-to-door place everywhere across the globe. So in 2022, basically GPT has become the talk of the town, and everyone started talking about ChatGPT. So basically till 2020, when these guys are having experiments or everything, till that time, it was a technology. But in 2022, it has become a buzzword for everyone. And recently in 2023, in the March 13, they have came up with GPT-4 as a model, which has been released as a paid subscription based model. So if you just go to ChatGPT, you can see an option of pay and become a member. If you are a paid member, you are talking with a GPT, which is having version 4. If you are a free member, you are talking with a GPT-3. But yes, massively GPT-3 is used in the market. Let us just move ahead and let's see what is this GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3 in detail. What is the difference between these all? So GPT-1 is the ground model that use the unsupervised learning to train on large corpus of text data, and basically it generates the coherent and natural sounding language. That is the basic model. GPT-2 has been launched with 1.5 billion parameters. So if you guys are coming with the background of machine learning, you understand what is parameter. Probably if you wanted to visualize, you just visualize the Excel sheet having 1.5 billion columns. So that kind of massive data they have provided. GPT-2 was capable of generating a long text that was almost indistinguishable from human written text. Only problem is it leading to a potential misuse, because the fast text is generating. The only problem is people can misuse that. The third is GPT-3, with 175 billions of parameters. So if you see the difference from GPT-2 and GPT-3, the parameters are increased massively. That means making the it makes it make the largest model currently available. So GPT-3 has shown the very impressive performance in terms of talking with humans and just generating the coherent text as humans, because it has 175 billions of parameters. Okay. Moving forward, I hope you guys are clear with what is GPT, what is chat, and what is the combination of chat GPT. Okay, now what are the technical aspects of chat GPT? So chat GPT is basically, if we talk about the technical aspect, three major things we need to talk. So one is architecture, algorithm, and process. So we will talk a little bit in detail about architecture, about its algorithm, and its process. Okay, so this is the base architecture that is called transformer, as in decoder. This is itself is a whole subject. If people who are interested in that, this is the subject where you can deep dive. But we will see it in the short diagram. So let's say this is the transformer decoder, and what is there inside it? Inside a decoder, there are different decoder arranged as a stack. So let's say this is a small decoder having only 6 decoder as in stack. There are various versions of it. So let's say decoder with 12 decoder block, decoder with 24 decoder block, and decoder with 36 decoder block. It is used. It's not necessary that always 36 block will give you a good output. It is used as and when it is required. So how many decoder block you want? Because sometimes if you use a larger decoder, larger transformer, you have to build certain production pipeline for that, which is very, very costly. So it depends how efficient the model you want and what is your production cost. So including costing and quality, you just have to select what kind of transformer you have to use. Now, what is there in decoder block? So decoder block has two major entity. One is masked self-attention and one is feed-forward neural network. So probably the people who are into the deep learning pattern, they may have heard about neural networks. How it works, it has an input layer, it has output layer, and in between it has a lot of hidden layer which transports your data. We will understand how mask self-attention works. So if we just go ahead, let's say transformer is a deep learning model which adopts these two concepts called self-attention mechanism, and it weight each and every word as in significance vector basically. So your each word is converted into a numerical value. For example, if I say I am going, okay, this is my one sentence. So I will be converted as in number, as in vector. So let's say I have a predefined vector with 5 values. So my I will be represented as 5 unique values as in vector. Similarly, M is also represented as 5 different numbers. So when we just input our text data into feed forward neural network, it converts the text into numerical vectors. Okay, what are the benefits of it? It supports the parallel processing, which increase the performance and scalability, and it allows the bidirectionality. Now, why this is important? Bidirectionality is important to understand the human language. So let's say if you are not understanding this word called ambiguous, you can just go back and check out the previous word and understand the meaning of it. So usually model doesn't go back, model just go forwards, but feed forward neural network allowed the bidirectionality. That is why it is more powerful than other models. Okay, now let us see one example how self-attention works. So we are not going to see the technical kind of example, but I have took one example here that how self-attention works. Okay, so I have one sentence called Sarah went to restaurant to meet her friend that night. This is one sentence. Now, how self-attention mechanism work, as we mentioned here, it is based on self-attention mechanism. So this mechanism is providing attention to a particular word with particular parameters. So let's say we have this 4 parameter: what, where, who, and when. So if we talk about what parameter in the particular sentence, 2 words we will find as in attention seeker words, that is went and meet. So what is happening in the sentence? Somebody is going somewhere, went, and meeting somebody, meet. So these 2 words are attention taking in this sentence. If we talk about where parameter, somebody is going to a restaurant. Okay, so that takes an attention. Who? Sarah and her friend. These 2 people are come under the category of who. And when, it means what time. So that night. So this is how self-attention mechanism works. So combination of feed-forward neural network and self-attention make this transformer very, very powerful. So I hope you guys little bit has an idea that what kind of architecture ChatGPT has. Now, if you think these 2 things in terms of ChatGPT, you know, if you are asking a question to ChatGPT, first it will mask the attention, then it will have the feed forward neural network, it will understand and it will respond. So now when you type anything to ChatGPT, probably these 2 words come to your mind, that is self-attention and feed forward neural network. Okay, moving ahead from the architecture to algorithm, let's see how the algorithm works in ChatGPT. So it used the unsupervised algorithm to train the large amount of data. This model is trained using the variant of language model. So there are n number of language model are there who are pre-trained. So they used pre-trained model as an input. The output of pre-trained model, they have also take it as an input, and then it works as an unsupervised learning. So let's see, this is how unsupervised learning works. Initially, we give raw data as an input to an interpretation block. Now, let's say to understand unsupervised learning, little bit we need to understand about supervised learning. So when a raw data is there in supervised learning, we don't provide it without labeling. So let's say I have a data, let's say I am going. So I will label my data that what is I as a grammatically probably. So I is maybe what we can say in the English sentence grammatically. We label our data. But in unsupervised learning, we don't label our data. We just throw it to an interpretation block. Now, unknown data, interpretation model will interpret what it can be and it will classify it. After that, it will send it to an algorithm. Algorithm will process it and it will classify the exact data. So we have 3 layers in unsupervised learning process. Where in supervised learning, also we have 3 kind of layers. But here, instead of interpretation block, we have labeled data set. So the only problem with supervised learning is the massive data we have to label. And for that, we need human intelligence. But in unsupervised learning, we don't need it. So this is more powerful in compare of supervised learning. But yes, both has its own significance. According to the application requirement, we can use supervised and unsupervised learning. Okay, so this is the algorithm. Now, how it processes, how ChatGPT process when, let's say, you are throwing one sentence. You say, okay, hi, ChatGPT, provide me some suggestions to write a poem. Let's say you are writing, it will provide you some suggestions. How it process that sentence which you have thrown to it. So the first step is breaking down the sentence into a sequence of words. In the terms of natural language processing, we call this process as tokenization. So basically, your whole sentence will be broke into a word by word sequence. So let's say if you consider this sentence breaking down into a sequence of words, how it will break down? Breaking will be your first element, down will be your second element, into will be third, and so on. So this process is known as tokenization. Next is it will encode the each word as a vector of numbers. As we discussed, each word will be identified as a vector of unique numbers. You can modulate the size of vector. Mostly pre-trained model use 100 cross 100 kind of vectors, where you have 2-dimension vector to represent your number to increase your accuracy. Okay, third part is it applies a series of neural network layers. So as we know that we are using feed forward neural network, it will apply that on a particular input which has been identified as a vector. Now, what is the outcome of that? Basically, it encode the sequence and generate the probability distribution that what can be the next word, what can be the upcoming word. And after that, once it generates the probability distribution, it creates the sample of words that after this particular sentence, these are the possible words which can be the next word. Now what is happening? These all generated sample would added into the sequence, and again this whole process will be iterated. So based on that, it generates the sentences. For example, we have a sentence called I want to go out. So this is what my input is here on the first stage. I want to go out. Okay. Now, till it comes to this fifth stage, it has generated some samples. So let's say after this sentence, I want to go out, one sentence, one word possible, that is called but. Okay, I want to go out, but this is one possible word. I want to go out at. So this is also one possible word. I want to go out by. This is also one possible word. So we have by, at, but. These are the probable words upcoming in the series. Now, this by, at, and but will be joining the sequence, and again it will start processing. And after but, what will be the next word? Again, it will process. So this is how it generates the human return sentences. Okay, let's move ahead. So these are some of the use cases. So if you understand all the three technical aspects of ChatGPT, that is architecture, algorithm, and process, we can see what use cases we can build from ChatGPT. So first is language translation, which is very common. We guys go through this mostly in day-to-day life. Next is question answering. So usually whomsoever is using ChatGPT, we are going through this question answering even in day-to-day life. Okay, next is text summarization. So the large text would be summarized into a shorter version. And 4 is chatbot and virtual assistant. So as we discussed, using ChatGPT, you can build your own chatbot, which is more powerful than others. Okay. So this is the usage and impact of ChatGPT. So let's talk about usage, that who all has used ChatGPT as an input to build some applications. Okay. So first of all, OpenAI itself has used their own model as a variant to build GPT-3 Playground and Dell-E. So these two are fantastic application. I recommend everyone to use it. So GPT-3 Playground is basically a software or web application which allows you to train the model without any coding. So you can just hyper tune your model using GUI and you can see the result. I would just like to show you guys how it looks like, and what kind of front end it has. So this is GPT-3 UI. You can just go here. It is a playground model. Due to shortage of time, I cannot show you the demo how it works. But on the front page, on the home page, they have given a very illustrative demo, which is self-explainable. You can use it. So people who are into research, people who are into application making, this is very useful platform for all of us. So this is playground. Another is Dell E2. Many people has visited this website. If who has not seen it, I would just like to say, you just have to describe your idea and it will generate and creative images for you. So this is also built with the taking a base of ChatGPT.
the GPT-3 model. So if you see here, this is the description. If you just hover onto that, this is the description: an armchair in the shape of avocado, and this is built. Now, if you wanted to see the live example, the creative images which has been used in my presentation is also built using Dell E. So this is quite a popular kind of feature, and Dell E is used in day-to-day creative kind of life. So these two features I would highly recommend that people would explore and use it in their life. Next is Google has used GPT to improve their search engine results. Microsoft has used GPT to develop their language understanding, to use it or plug it into their softwares like Microsoft Office, Microsoft Teams, and so on. And there is a website or application called AI Dungeon. This is a text-based adventurous game where GPT-3 is used to generate the narratives of the game. So these are some few usage. There are many more in the market, but these are the usage which is reachable to you easily. You can just search it and try it in your life. Okay, what is the potential impact in different industry? So if we talk, GPT has give a revolutionary impact in healthcare industry by understanding prescription and different kind of case studies. It provides more accurate suggestions for any kind of patient. So healthcare industry is the one who is leveraging GPT on high peak. Another is legal industry to generate the legal document with very less errors. Third is finance industry, customer services, marketing, and creative writing. These all are industries which is highly impacted by ChatGPT. Okay, so till now we have talked about that, ChatGPT, how it is important, how it is helping us, how powerful it is, though it has some kind of limitations. So the first and the most important limitation which any language model have, that is bias in the language model. So when you give the data, the person who is creating or generating the data, it would be biased towards that. So usually it may biased according to gender. It may generate some stereotypes. So I would just like to suggest, if you want to see whether this problem, bias in language model, has been resolved by ChatGPT or not, just go to ChatGPT and ask the same question 2-3 times. It will generate different answers. So they have addressed this problem at some level, but still they are working to reduce the stereotype answers in their ChatGPT model. Next is ethical consideration. The usage of ChatGPT raised the ethical concerns, particularly issues with privacy, accountability, and transparency. So it is because it generates the text which is undistinguishable from human written text. Nobody can challenge that, okay, you have not written this and you have generated it via machine. It is not there. Third is potential of misuse. This is the most dangerous limitation, where any media agency can, very quickly generate the fake news and roam it around in the market, which really affects the society very quickly. So these are the limitations of GPT model. And this is the potential solutions which can be adopted. Let's say diversifying the training data. So basically training data should be diversified time to time, and training and retraining process should be done in a shorter period of time. Let's say if they are doing retraining within 6 months, rather than that, they have to do it quarterly. The data should be balanced in terms of gender, race, and other demographics. Let's say data should not be only coming from America demographic or only Indian demographic. It should come across the globe. The second is developing the ethical guidelines. So there are many clauses in our constitution. So because now this is a new kind of venture comes into the market, we should have a strong ethical guideline for that, which clearly states how these kind of applications should be used, and some kind of usage should be prohibited clearly. The third is we can develop a safeguard using ChatGPT as well. So safeguard is basically a tools or different kind of application which identifies that which text is a fake, and it is generated using the chat bot. So these kind of safeguards we can create using ChatGPT. Okay, what is the future development area? Specifically, people who are into research, these are the three major aspects which ChatGPT is looking forward. One is improved accuracy. So they still wanted to improve their accuracy in terms of training and retraining data and sending the output to end user. The next is they wanted to expand their capabilities. So as we have seen right now, they have 175 billion parameters, but because it's a human language, you cannot count the permutation and combinations in it. So still ChatGPT is looking to expand their capabilities, expand their features. And next is integration with other technologies. So as we have seen, GPT-3 Playground or Dell-E, that's an image creation. So ChatGPT can be merged with different voice recording assistants. It can be merged with computer vision kind of programs. It can be merged with other language models search, like let's say Bing search has been attached ChatGPT in it. So ChatGPT can be merged with different technology, and it can create really, really complex systems for us. So that is how it works. Okay, so before we just conclude our session, I think I'm on time. I have not took much time. But before we conclude our session, I would just like to answer this question, which usually all of us is having, that do ChatGPT will take my job? Many people are afraid of that. Many people say, okay, ChatGPT do immensely quickly coding. ChatGPT writes article. So what happens to the people who are doing coding right now or who are writing articles right now? So I would just like to show you a small demo how it works. So let's say this is one of my small project. I hope it shows you clearly. So basically, this is the Google Colab, popularly known for Python programming. And I would just like to analyze few details regarding diamonds. Okay, so I will just run this code quickly. So this is my data set called diamonds, and it is having these columns, 10 different columns. So carat of the diamond, everyone knows what is carat of the diamond. This is cut, what kind of cut diamond has. This is the color code, clarity, depth, table, price. Now we just don't go into this use case very deeply, but let's see these 10 columns we have. Now what I wanted to do is, I just wanted to see using this data set which cut is very popular in the diamond. Okay, so let's say highest number of cut will be popular one. Now I wanted to find this. So what I'll do is, I'll open up my ChatGPT and I will just instruct ChatGPT how to find it. Okay, so I am just writing, I have data of, I hope this is visible to you. If it is not visible, you can stop me anytime. Okay, I have data of diamonds with following columns, and I will provide columns as in input. So I will just copy it and paste it here. Now what I want to do is find the most popular cut from this data. And let us see how it works, because this is very layman kind of question asked, right? So it quickly writes a Python code using count function that we can count. Okay, let's see whether this problem solution which it has been given, whether it is working or not. So I will put or club this into my code. So let's say I'm just adding this in my code, and let's see whether it is working or not. I'm just replacing this with my variables that you have to take care of, right? Okay, so And let's see, yes, ChatGPT works really nice, and it shows the most popular cut is ideal cut. So it works fair, right? It doesn't give you the wrong answer. But as a human, what would you like to see? It's better if you see the bar chart, okay, where you can see which cut is having the larger number of kind of larger number of diamonds, which cut is second, which cut is third. So instead of this one sentence, you would like to see a bar chart. But ChatGPT doesn't understand that, right? So as a smart person, you would like to say to ChatGPT, plot a bar chart for above data. So here, if you see the importance of human intelligence, you are the one who decide I wanted to see the bar chart, and it will generate the bar chart code. Now this is more helpful for you. So here you are the instructor, not ChatGPT is the instructor. So basically, the purpose of this demonstration, I mean, this is pretty cool. If you just copy this code and plug in into data, it will also work fine. I would just like to show it how it works. Let's say if I'm adding it here, we will reduce the code which is unnecessary, or probably which we already have. We will reduce it, we will replace our yeah, seems good. So if you run it, obviously you will be going to find an appropriate chart. Now this is more better, right? But here human intelligence is you have to give the instruction what you want it to build. So yes, I would say ChatGPT will not at all take up your jobs. It will just assist you, and it will increase your productivity probably by 10x or something like that. So this is just a small demonstration. If I would just like to show you more demos, probably whole day is will be passed. But yes, this is the power of ChatGPT. It is a one-stop solution to solve your problem very quickly. So it will definitely not take up your jobs. If it is, I would just like to conclude with the sentence that ChatGPT is something, if you have an art of asking the questions very properly, it will be your best solution and best assistant for your day-to-day life. So that's how I would just like to conclude. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And yes, I am open for the questions. Okay, I think many people has raised their hand. I'm not sure how to um, take, probably how to take the questions. Okay,
Please read out the question from the chat box.
okay.
Student coordinator.
Okay, so I can see some of the messages here.
Ma'am, you can give us some answers like the Main Devani has asked
Sure.
how we can use it effectively. The Muhammad Abbas has asked how we can use effectively.
Okay. How we can use it effectively? I have just shown you a small demo. So you just have to ask the question very precisely to ChatGPT in terms of anything. If you are writing anything, if you are generating your codes, if you wanted to generate image, if you wanted to generate even PPT, you just have to ask to ChatGPT very, very clearly what exactly you want, and just memorize. Here, decision maker is you, not ChatGPT. So as I shown you in the demo, you have to decide that you want to build the bar plot instead of that one sentence of line, right? So that's how you have to instruct ChatGPT, and that is how you can effectively use it. I hope I have answered your question.
Someone may also ask that whether the code generated by ChatGPT can be used in the research paper.
I would not recommend that personally, but you can use it because it is human kind of generated. Obviously, it have some kind of gaps. Like let's say if you will write it on your own, and ChatGPT will write a code, these both things are different. Okay, but I suggest you can use it as a reference. Let's say you are stuck somewhere and you don't know how to write the code. You can take a help of ChatGPT for sure, but I would suggest when you are giving it to a research paper, just upgrade it according to your human intelligence. Just don't blindly rely on ChatGPT. One more limitation of ChatGPT is it is not at all good with mathematical calculations. So let's say if you are writing 4 plus 4, it may not answer 8. So just don't trust blindly on ChatGPT. Use it as a reference. That would I suggest.
Someone has also asked that whether we can generate the research paper from ChatGPT and can use it or not.
Obviously, it is, as we have seen, there is an ethical concern about ChatGPT. So you cannot generate the whole research paper, but as I mentioned, you can use it as a reference. So again, I would say, let's say you have written the abstract of your paper, but you are not sure whether your language is good or not, whether your language is appealing or not. Sometimes we have misspelled the words in it. Sometimes we are not able to fetch the keywords from it. So you provide your whole abstract as an input to ChatGPT and say rewrite this. So probably it is your human input, but it is rewriting it in a good language. That is how you can use it, but you cannot blindly generate the whole research paper from ChatGPT. It would be a disaster, as I said, because it is an iterative process. If you have seen the process kind of part, it is an iterative process. So what is happening, if you are using it for the whole research paper, your research paper will have lot of repetitive words as well as whistle words in terms of research. So I would suggest use it very wisely. Otherwise it can create disasters. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, somebody asked, what about emotions of ChatGPT? So currently, ChatGPT doesn't deal with emotions, but yes, they are working on it. So maybe they will extract the emotions from the text in their upcoming variant, probably in GPT 5 or 6. Okay. Any other questions?
Anyone have questions? Someone has also asked that whether we can use ChatGPT for the reducing plagiarism of the research paper or not.
Yes. So this is the correct way of using ChatGPT, I guess. You can take it again, the same thing, you can take it as in reference because you are getting a lot of plagiarism in your text. It itself has some meaning, right? So I would suggest you may rewrite that sentences which you are getting the plagiarism, but again I would suggest that that comes into the ethical consideration. Let's say currently you may do it, but in future, the safeguards would be launched. These journals are the first one to take up that safeguards from OpenAI, and they will easily identify that whether this is whole text is machine generated or human generated. So don't keep it as in practice because it is not ethical. So I would suggest again that use it as an assistant, not as generating the whole your research paper in text. Okay, somebody asked, is ChatGPT API free? Yes, it is free right now. As I have mentioned, you can use GPT-3 as a free version. You can go to just write ChatGPT in Google and you will find the first link as an OpenAI ChatGPT. Just register your email address there and you can use it easily. One more feature which is very good about ChatGPT is it will store your history. So whatever you are chatting with ChatGPT, It will store your history. You can later on refer it. Even you can start conversation from where you left in the previous conversation. So that is helpful. Somebody asked, can we take idea of research paper? Yes, absolutely. You can take up the ideas. It is absolutely legal. Basically, if you are talking to ChatGPT, it is kind of a brainstorming session. So let's say if you are writing ideas for research paper in natural language processing, it will suggest you 5 topics. Now, obviously, you are not aware what these 5 topics are. So you will be asking, okay, what is text generation? It will again answer. So this is kind of a brainstorming session for you. Instead of your friend, you are just talking to ChatGPT. So yes, absolutely, you can do it, and it will help you a lot if you do it.
I think now there is no more question.
Yeah.
I request the student coordinator to go ahead.
Sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing the valuable information about ChatGPT's history, technical aspects, limitations, usage, and its future aspects. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Chintan sir, are you there?
Maybe Chintan sir is not here. He left out.
I think feedback
I
link
request.
is with feedback form link is with whom?
Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Mayuresh sir, are you there? Janice, you can proceed for the remaining thing.
So
Letter.
students who have this query about when they will get certificate, the certificate will be delivered to your email ID in 1 or 2 days. And secondly, I would like to request James Dharasaria, Treasurer IEEE SPS CK Pithawala SB, to deliver vote of thanks. Thank you.
Jainis, you are not audible.
Janice, your voice is not audible. Janice, you can unmute yourself first. Just bear few minutes. Sorry for inconvenience. Just bear few minutes with us.
Really sorry for miscommunication, ma'am. Okay. I'm audible
No
to?
issue. No issue.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Warm and grateful morning to all. On behalf of whole organizing team, I would like to thank our speaker, Miss Vrunda Gadesha, ma'am, for giving very knowledgeable and informative sharing. I myself have learned a lot from it. We are also thankful to our chairman, Dr. Chirag Pawala sir, Vice Chair Mita Pawala ma'am, Vice Chair Dr. Hansa Singrakia ma'am, Technical Activity Chair Professor Chintan Varnagar sir from IEEE SPS Gujarat chapter for keep supporting and encouraging and providing us a platform. As well as we would like to thank to our faculty advisor, Dr. Amisha Shah ma'am from CKP Dr. Sarosh Dastur sir from SCAT and Professor Mayuresh Kulkarni sir from Silver Oak University for giving their continuous advices and keep helping our team. At the end, I am grateful to students organizing team from CKP SCAT and Silver Oak University for giving their efforts and arranging on this event to make it grand success. Besides, last but not least, thanks a lot to all participants and everyone for giving this precious time. It really means a lot to us. Thank you, ma'am.
I request all the participants to please turn on your camera so we can take a group picture.
Hello, Vrunda. Hello. Can you find me?
Thank you very much, all of you, to all the participants, all executive committee member of IEEE SPS Gujarat sections, our speaker, Ms. Vrunda Ganesha ma'am. She has accepted the invitation in the very few span of the time and given a very fabulous presentation on the ChatGPT. As all of us are confused how we can use ChatGPT, or whether the ChatGPT will take our job, or whether the ChatGPT replace the human thought process or not. So you have given a very clear idea about that. Thank you very much for, and we'll end the session here. Thank you all participants to join the sessions. A few minutes we'll share the feedback link here, so you can just give your feedback so we can improve our talk, or which kind of expertise you request from the SPH, so we can give or arrange the sessions on that particular expertise. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank Vrunda ma'am on the behalf of all the students present here. She provided a very wonderful information which will help us to work well in this domain. We will be exploring this ChatGPT and such AIs that are being developed right now. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone. We'll end the session here. Thank you.